In Dambana, the men don't cry. Not at funerals. Not when they're left. Not even when the sky falls. They smoke. They sweat. They bleed. But they don't cry. The therapy room smelled like old plastic chairs and forgotten rage. A community center tucked behind a car wash. No one came here unless they were falling apart or tired of pretending they weren't. The box fan in the corner buzzed like it was trying to drown out the confessions hanging in the air. 6 chairs. 1 circle. Too much silence. That's where I first saw him. Tari. He walked in like a question no one had asked yet, boots scuffed, face unreadable, arms covered in ink and something older than anger. He stood at the door too long, like he was checking for exits. Then he sat without a word. Not in the middle. Not on the edge. Just there. I'd seen men like him before. Quiet storms with no name. The kind of man who wears his silence like armor but still bleeds underneath. His shoulders were hard. His hands were worse. He looked like someone who'd spent years trying not to feel, and now didn't know how to stop. No one said anything to him. No one dared. He didn't look like the kind of man you made small talk with. He looked like he'd break the chair before breaking a smile. The others in the group went around offering pieces of themselves. Names. Habits. Hats. One man talked about his daughter. Another about cheating on his wife. A few nodded. Some cried into their palms like they were finally allowed to. But not him. Not Tari. He just sat with his jaw clenched and his eyes fixed on the floor, as if looking up might reveal too much. That night, I went home to a half-lit apartment that smelled like burnt coffee and unfinished poetry. My notebooks were scattered everywhere, ink bleeding into pages, metaphors collapsing under the weight of memory. I'd stopped writing about love months ago. It felt dishonest. I'd loved men who folded under touch. Men who ran at the first sign of depth. Men who said I was too much when really, they were just too little. The last one left in the middle of a rainstorm and took my favorite coffee mug. I never asked for it back. I lit a cigarette and watched the smoke curl toward the cracked ceiling, wondering how long it would take for silence to become comfort. Tari, I later learned, owned a tattoo parlor near the train yard. A small space that pulsed red and smelled of ink and iron. His hands moved like machines, precise, practiced, dangerous. He didn't talk while he worked. He didn't play music either. Just the buzz of the needle and the occasional hiss of skin being claimed by ink. They said he once put a man in the hospital. Over what, no one could agree. Some said it was about a girl. Others whispered it was his sister. One version said he snapped after being called soft. But no one knew for sure. Dambana forgets details, but it never forgets that. The next group session, he arrived late. Again. Bandage on his knuckles. Blood soaking through gauze like guilt. I didn't ask. But I wrote it down. I write down the things people don't say. He sat across from me this time. Didn't look at me. Didn't need to. There was something magnetic about his silence, like it had gravity. The room was quieter than usual. Even the regulars held back. Until he spoke.
I broke a mirror. Yesterday.
He said. No one moved. No one blinked.
Wasn't the first time.
That was all. He didn't explain. Didn't elaborate. Just let the words hang in the air like smoke. And somehow, that was louder than any confession we'd had all month. I walked home after that in the dark, the city flickering in neon and cigarette ash. Dambana is a strange place that pretends to be loud, but it's made of whispers. It shines, but never warms. I passed a mural near the bus depot. An angel holding a crying man. Someone had spray painted over it in white. Even fire needs a place to burn. I stopped and stared. Because it felt like the kind of thing Tari would never say out loud, but might understand anyway. Back in his parlor, I imagined him staring into that cracked mirror he kept behind the counter. The one he hadn't replaced, even after smashing it. Half his face reflected. The other half shadow. He lit a cigarette. Didn't smoke it. Just let it burn between his fingers like he needed to feel something real. Anything. They call it the Men Don't Cry Club. But I think it's something else. A room full of people trying not to drown in their own silence. And me, watching the waves.
Thanks for watching the Men Don't Cry Club. Don't just scroll past. Say something. It matters.